On this edition of Good Day DePaul, Art at O'Hare. DePaul is involved.
A symphony harpist. She's making a big impact here at the university.
And a special Valentine's Day at DePaul. I'm Tavi Papazian.
And I'm Alyssa Gomez, and this is Good Day DePaul.
The number 2 ranking Democrat in the U.S. Senate, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, came to DePaul on February 23rd. He was here to talk to students from DePaul's Center for Journalism Integrity and Excellence. Good Day DePaul's Stephania Rodriguez was there.
U.S. Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois visited DePaul to speak with students from the DePaul Center for Journalism Integrity and Excellence. Durbin discussed a wide variety of topics, including gun control. This after the recent mass shooting at Michigan State University, where 3 students were killed. Durbin is skeptical that any new gun control laws will be passed by Congress.
Highly unlikely, but I would have said the same thing last year until Highland Park. For some reason, that struck a nerve, and we had a response across Congress. You think, what does it take? A first grade classroom in Connecticut didn't do it, all the other things. But we moved forward a little bit on the subject. Now we need to move forward a lot, and it's tough politically. Banning assault weapons to me is a starting point.
But to get to that point, Durbin says it may be up to the younger generation.
I think the younger generation have had it with this. Can't understand why all these gray-haired politicians can't get the job done. And it's time for you to put your foot down and say, I don't want to live in America like this. I want my kids to be able to go to school or out to the park or into the supermarket without fear of some crazy gunman turning loose on them. It's going to take that kind of generational change for this to happen.
Durbin's visit came just a few days after he traveled to Romania, where he discussed the Ukraine war and what would happen if Russian President Vladimir Putin also attacked Romania or other NATO countries.
Putin knows that. He can make all the threats he wants to make, but if he steps over the line 1 inch into NATO territory, as President Biden said, the conversation changes, and it has to change.
On immigration, Durbin says Congress is still divided and that both parties will need to compromise to get any legislation passed.
Many Republicans will tell me privately they support me, but they just can't do anything publicly. You have to understand that we're going to have to give on something that's painful in order to get something that's valuable. And in this situation, it's border security and asylum seekers. And the administration has come up with a proposal that is controversial. But the Republicans may accept it. If they are prepared to consider accepting it, then we will ask them to pay a price when it comes to pathway to citizenship. In the end, advocacy groups on both sides will be unhappy because it won't be what they want. That's the only way in a divided Congress to get anything done.
For Good Day DePaul, Stephania Rodriguez.
O'Hare Field. It's one of the busiest airports in the world, with people rushing to get to their planes. But O'Hare will soon have a calming influence, some artwork, art with a DePaul connection. Good Day DePaul's Lily Lowndes explains.
Here at the O'Hare Airport's Terminal 5, international travelers will be welcomed into the city by Chicago artists through their art. The international terminal is getting a revamp that will include the largest single acquisition of art by Chicago artists in the last 30 years. The project was commissioned by the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events and the Chicago Department of Aviation. The art will be displayed in the baggage claim, passenger-level concourse, and as passengers head into the arrivals corridor, it features an exhibition curated by Yonit Behar, the assistant curator at the DePaul Art Museum, and Andrew Shackman. The two are the co-directors of the curatorial and design team, Behar and Shackman.
Airports are a place of a lot of tension, and it's really nice to have this layer of humanity and culture broadcast in that space.
The exhibition is called Del Otro Lado, the other side.
The idea is that the corridor and the airport in general is sort of this strange in-between space that you land into, right? It's almost like a non-place. These 17 openings gives you the idea of the other side of another space behind these walls of the airport.
The exhibition will have 17 new large-scale pieces that are 20 by 8 feet tall and 25 by 6 feet tall, all lined up on the right side of the corridor.
There's video, there's installation, there's neon work, there's photography, there's collage, digital collage. So it's really varied.
Behar said that having Chicago-based artists with a diverse range of experiences was an important part of the curatorial process.
In addition to working with different media, they also have different backgrounds, and they identify differently. So that was really important.
According to Behar and Shackman, the pieces will act as a window into the artist's world and a window into the place where travelers have just arrived, Chicago.
They're large and they should feel impactful and cheerful too, full of delight and subtexts.
We hope there's an experience of being seen and also togetherness that makes you feel like, oh, this is like so fun and so beautiful to see. And as I'm walking by, I'm feeling that I have company, right? That I'm not alone in this very long corridor. So there's a lot of different experiences that we hope these installations can bring.
International travelers at O'Hare will soon experience these feelings through the diversity of Chicago art when the exhibition opens later this year. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Lily Lowndes.
The DePaul Music School has many talented musicians on its faculty, and one of them is now making a big mark in the world of symphony. Good Day DePaul's Selah Estelle has her story.
Julia Coronelli is the principal harpist for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. She's been perfecting her craft since the age of 4. Growing up in Chicago, she recalls feeling magical whenever she heard the strings. As a Juilliard School of Music alumna and a DePaul Music School instructor, she feels more than grateful for the opportunities at hand.
I grew up in the city of Chicago, and so I was in the Chicago Youth Symphony Orchestra from when I was about 9 years old through high school. And I remember one of my first concerts with them playing on the stage at Orchestra Hall on Michigan Avenue here in Chicago. And I think it was maybe the Pines of Rome or Host Planets, some incredible, beautiful, huge piece. And just, looking out over the audience and thinking, as long as I can do this, I know that no matter what, I'll always be okay, which is, that's kind of a big thing to say. If I can do that, it's a really special thing that we're really lucky we get to do. But it was that feeling that that feeling was something that I knew I always really wanted in my life.
Coronelli says she loves teaching at DePaul and finds it inspiring to see students grow as musicians.
I love teaching. DePaul is such a special place too, especially having the brand new music building. It's, so ideal to have so many beautiful performance spaces and so many, resources available to the students. Just really brand new state-of-the-art facilities. We have 2 brand new harps that are beautiful, and that's really great. And I love teaching. It's really, really inspiring, especially when a student makes a breakthrough. It almost feels like you're right there with them, and you've helped to do that. So it's really inspiring.
Coronelli advises aspiring musicians to put in the hard work because the rewarding feeling is worth it, and that everyone has their own unique path. Reporting for Good Day DePaul, I'm Selah Estelle.
Next on Good Day DePaul Sports, a new club at DePaul helps students navigate the business end of sports.
That story when we return.
Matchsticks, matchbox, matching tie to matching socks. You don't know why, but you're really special to match point, match game. You and I are not the same, but I can tell that you're really special to me. There is something I can give to make you laugh, to help you live. We're the perfect match and you're really special to me. We're the perfect match and you're really special to me.
The DePaul men's basketball team lost to Xavier 82-68. The Blue Demons have now lost 8 straight games.
Meanwhile, the women's basketball team has won 2 out of their last 3 games, beating Seton Hall and Providence, but losing to Villanova.
The DePaul women's tennis team is now on a 3-game winning streak, beating Kansas State, Butler, and Iowa.
The DePaul men's tennis team is now 5-8 on the season. They've lost 6 straight matches.
The DePaul softball team had a rough go of it at the Littlewood Classic in Arizona. The Blue Demons lost all 5 of their games there, falling to 4-5 on the season.
In soccer, DePaul's Jake Feuderer has signed a contract with Chicago Fire FC2Z. Feuderer, a defender, was all Big East 3 different times.
More and more business is playing a bigger role in American sports, and that business connection is now the focus of a new club at DePaul. Good Day DePaul's Caleb Nixon has our report.
$350 billion. That's how much GlobeNewsWire.com reports the global sports market is worth. DePaul's sports business program understands that, which is exactly why students have recently created the university's newest club. Molly Byrne is a co-president of the DePaul Sports Business Club and just one of the student leaders involved in the creation.
DePaul Sports Business Club is a new club at DePaul that started in spring of 2022. Our main mission and focus is to give DePaul students a leg up in the sports industry by giving them opportunities to connect with professionals in the industry in Chicago and throughout the country.
Despite the club being less than a year old, Byrne and her team have already gained quite a few members.
We have 84 people signed up. That also includes e-board and faculty. So if you take away e-board and faculty, it's probably about 78 people that are not on those leadership levels, just general members.
As their team continues developing the club, Byrne expects more people to join and attend the events. They plan on hosting 2 of those events in the spring quarter with a network of sports business professionals. In those events, they want to teach their members how to create and maintain their own connections.
Yeah, I mean, whatever works, to be honest.
Ishmael Abdullah is the event planner for the club, including their 2 spring events. Rather than solely focusing on those events, Abdullah also recognizes the true meaning of the club as all members pursue the same industry.
The main thing about the club is just giving back. I personally like to give back because I know what it takes to, come from humble beginnings and not have, the right type of equipment or materials or people in your life to kind of help you get to the goals and visions that you might want.
But above all, Abdullah and the entire leadership team want to be a resource. A resource their students can use as they enter the challenging industry of sports.
Don't be afraid to reach out to people. You're probably going to get hit with a lot of no's, but that's okay. I mean, that's life. That's what I, was told to. If one person doesn't open the door for you, another person is going to open the door for you next. So,
Caleb Nixon.
Don't give up. Feel free to reach out to me.
Good Day DePaul.
Coming up, Valentine's Day at DePaul.
That story when Good Day DePaul returns.
Today, the heroes that fight day in and day out on the front lines. Those who are there, innovating in real time, saving lives and answering the call to care in times of crisis. American nurses. Nurses who have been there for each and every one of us in times of crisis for more than 150 years. Nurses are the pillar of strength and the foundation of healthcare and life itself. Nurses are there the day we are born. They are there when your family is in crisis, and they are there in the end. In confronting the most catastrophic health crisis in modern history, we must remember our American nurse heroes need our support as much as we need them. To show our gratitude for their courage and ensure they receive the critical education and support services they need, donate to the Coronavirus Response Fund for Nurses Today in honor of your American nurse hero.
Valentine's Day. Once again this year, it was a special time for many at DePaul, and there was one activity that made it even better. Here again is Good Day DePaul's Stefania Rodriguez.
A photo shoot, sweets, speed dating, and lots of friends. All of this and more was how some DePaul students decided to celebrate Valentine's Day at the Latinx Cultural Center, the LCC, in O'Connell Hall on the Lincoln Park campus. Whether they wanted to get a quick photo taken in between their classes or before their other Valentine's Day plans, students took time to stop by and create memories with friends.
After class, I will come here, let's see what's going on, right? And let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go ahead and take a picture.
I don't have any Valentine's plans, so I'm just you know what? Let me just, join and see what's happening here in the, cultural center.
She told me to rush over here real quick for my meeting to take a picture with her.
I'm pretty stressed with school, and I just wanted to do something fun for today.
The event was a collaboration between the LCC and the student organization MESA. They were initially planning to host separate speed dating sessions for Valentine's Day, but then decided to team up instead. Frida Campos is a programming assistant for the LCC. Though she said she was happy with the turnout, it's taken time to attract more students to the center's events.
Since the pandemic started, or coming back from our full year online, it was really hard to get people to come out, and we had fairly low numbers. But now that people are used to being out again and that are doing more in-person things, that we have better turnouts to events across the center. So.
Several students were feeling open-minded and looking forward to speed dating, an approach to meeting new people that some of them had never tried before.
I'm actually really excited about it, just to see who I get to know and, meet new people would be really cool.
Participants lined up in the hall outside of the center, rotating from person to person, answering questions like, "What's your zodiac sign?" and "What do you think is your biggest red flag?" Finishing up with a game of trivia and prizes, students felt like they got to know each other a little better.
It was fun. I got to meet some new people and also just further get to know my friends.
This was just one of the Valentine's Day events hosted by the school's cultural and resource centers, events that help brighten a long and cold winter in Chicago. For Good Day DePaul, Stefania Rodriguez.
That's all for this week's edition of Good Day DePaul. You can keep up with us by visiting our Vimeo channel at Good Day DePaul or by going to goodday.depaul.edu.
And make sure to check us out on Facebook.
If you have any news tips, message us through Good Day DePaul's social media channels.
Thanks for watching. I'm Melissa Gomez.
And I'm Tavi Papazian. Have a good day, DePaul.